Alright, this is my update on my current events. I'm just going to walk in from, this would lead us downstairs, and this would lead us up to the attic, and this door would lead us out to the balcony. Take a look. Here's the Great Hall. That is the result of a leak and repair from the 70s, and pretty much dismantled quite a bit of the building to fix it. In here is, or what was, a second egress to the balcony, so that and this was an afterthought. This was put in, I don't know when, but it was clearly not original, and they made a stairway which is now filled with my junk. And after I took some things apart, you can see how rotted the structure is, and it's rotted in every corner. In fact, in this one, it's hard to see really, but the beam in these corners is rotted off completely. It's gone. If you look at what I've done here, you can see there's a very wide, large plywood beam that is on the exterior wall. I'll try to zoom in on this. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see how it's fastened right there. You can see the bolts, and in the corner there's a, that's just a plate. I use it for a magnet. But every one of the corners is fastened. And what I did, here's an example. Behind that big plywood beam I just showed you is this beam. Is a beam just like this, right here. And the corners were rotted off. So this represents the face of it. You can see that I made an example. This is the plywood beam right here. That is up there, so you can see it up close. Behind that plywood beam above my head, again, is this log, this beam, and this whiteboard would represent the studs. And this piece right here is a piece of angle iron that is notched into the stud, and then this right here straps to it right here. Then it's bolted through the big beam, and on top of the beam is this piece right here. So it's actually sitting on the top to get whatever strength is left. So you can see each one is strapped just like that, and there's those bolts. The bolts between those straps is what this angle iron is bolted to. So each one of those studs has a slot. It's bolted. And if you look at the size of these ceiling joists, some of them are skinny and some of them are big. There's 4 of them put together on the bigger ones. Here's probably a better shot right here. You can see there's single ones, and then there's the big ones. And again, strapped and bolted through the beams. Because behind this gray angle iron, there's nothing. It's gone. In fact, I'll go up here and show you. This piece of steel, this bolt, 1 second please. Put on my band. So you can see, here's the big plywood beam. Underneath is this beam. And over here there's nothing. It's gone, it's rotted off. Right in there, well, it's kind of tough, but anyway, you get the picture. So, and those big beams is what, there's 4 of them, 2 columns that are going to hold the octagonal structure. There we are. From up here, looking down, here's some of those. Here's one of those big ones. Here's one of the big ones right here. Now I've cut, it's being temporarily supported. You can see right here that it's cut right off. That beam is gone. And again, it is right there. I wish I had better equipment to tape this, but I don't. So if you take a string from each corner over to there and over to there, and from that corner to this corner, you get, again, I'm sorry about the equipment, but you get you can see that X right there. This laser right there, you can see it, let's see, right there, goes right on that X from each corner. And from that X, I look up to the top. You can't see it that well, but right there, there's 2 marks. The building is shifted towards Main Street by a couple of inches, and that's just the way it goes. I'll have to deal with it as I go up. Here's a little interesting thing. These are the headphones that the man who rung the bell wore, and again, I wish I had better equipment, but you can see there's a hole in the board right there. That is where the rope came through from the bell wheel, and I will use that as my reference to when the bell goes back up. I will use that as a reference on the placement. I'm going to step over here and I'm going to try to give you a better view of what's going on. The lighting's not that good, but here's a beam that's cut off, and again, they're all being suspended by temporary bracing. But there's my laser, and there's a big rectangle that is precisely laid out, and you're going to see, I wish I could show you better. I'm sliding it right now. You see how it slid just like that. Now when it slides over on that cross, you can see I'm sliding it. Now I have a perfect octagon. That rectangular shape that I just, is still my X there, but now, because each column has rotted and shifted, and it's a pretty tough situation. I wish I had better video equipment. And you can see, looking down, there's it's like a jungle gym. Again, there. That dot, you can barely see it, but that red dot is perfectly straight up and down from the center of the octagon. So now, let me just show you these big beams, these plywood beams, are held up with extremely thick hangers. In that repair that I just showed you in the main hall, this is the identical issue that happened, and you can't really see it, but at the end of this, it's gone. It's gone. It's rotted off. So this beam right here connected into this one, and I replaced it with a piece of steel that has been welded. And it goes through the beam to the point where it was not rotted off. I don't know if you can see it right here, but take a look. That's gone. And here's my plywood beam. I'll take a look over here. I'll show you. I showed you the bigger beams, the one that are 4 together. This is what they were sitting on right here. In fact, there's a couple of them right here. Watch this. That was the structure. It's pretty discouraging, but it's fixed now, and the next thing that I'm going to do is make a reference on my plywood template of where each column is going to go. Some of them are as much as, I would say, 3 inches off of where they were from the beginning. Over here, I'll just show you. Well, this is my workshop. This is how I've got myself set up. You really need to have all your tools, so like I say, kind of a workshop setup. Just makes it easy because there's a lot of trips up and down, and it gets old. I've got a table saw over here with an outfeed, rollers. Got my radial arm saw set up for the bigger cuts, and my chop saw is right there. Those beams, the vertical ones, these are the ones that are going to replace them. And you can see they're laminated. You can see how the grain is all mixed up, which gives very much stronger beam. And it's their southern yellow pine, which is a very strong, abundant species. Over here, I just want to show you this real quick. This is, or these are, the chimney flue caps. These were on top of the chimney. In fact, the chimney was right over there. It's been taken down below roof level because it's no longer in service. But these were on top of the chimney, and this right here is the hammer that rang the bell. And here's a piece of newspaper that I found. It's barely readable. It's, the Brookfield Times was the newspaper. There's a dead bird over here. Some really old paperwork. I guess that's it for now. At some point, I'll be back to show you the beams will be replaced. I'm going to just slide my template, just try to give you a better idea of how the template works. There's 2 rectangles that are identical placed on top of each other, and from the dead center they are slid. There it is now. And when the corners all measure the identical measurement, I know that I have a perfect octagon at that point. So here we go. And you can see, this is probably the best case to show you that this one right here doesn't line up with the beam, because the building has shifted towards Main Street because of the rot. It's settled, and back in the days when they would toll the bell and ring it very loud, it put a massive amount of vibration on the structure, and the materials they had to use, they used boards. Plywood is far stronger than boards. You get just a much better shear strength. So after it's all done, it will have significantly more strength, but I really don't see anybody tolling the bell anytime soon. Let me just take a peek outside here. Noontime, and I'm right now looking out the little window at there's Summer Street below us. There's the library over there. And that's it for now, guys. I'm going to try to see if I can get some better equipment up here to video this, because I know a lot of you are interested in what I'm doing and some of the procedures. What I'm doing is not rocket science. It's just one step at a time and laying it out, because it has to be right on the money. Close will not cut it when a 10 or 12,000 pound structure is going to be placed on top of what I'm doing on 8 stems. None of those stems can be off. So there's my template. Back to the square. This template will be unscrewed right at the pivot point, and I'll bring it to my house, and when I start to fabricate the tower, I will use that to ensure that I get exactly the layout at my house that I'm getting here. And I guess that's it for now, and we'll see you next time.